Hi everybody, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. That's right, it's me. We're at a stack today. We've been doing that a lot lately. Although they keep canceling books and then my books are over. Like for example, Bill and Ted Are Doomed! Number 4 of 4. This is the lead into, if you have not seen it yet, Bill and Ted Face the Music. So, it's Kevin Dorkin doing the scripts. Art by Roger Landridge. It's funny. I mean, they pick on death metal a lot, which is funny. And at the end, it's very, very sweet. So this is a nice little wrap-up to lead you into watching the movie. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you have to watch the movie. It's such a good movie. And then we go on to IDW again, making the best comic books for Marvel Comics. It's the third of the Chillers set. Pretty sure they already had this story all set up and we're ready to go. We did find out who the bad guy was that we weren't sure who it was. This time around it's the new Wasp and Spider-Man teaming up with Doctor Strange. Venom shows up. It's really good. I had a good time with this. They did art different for people who keep track of artwork. There's like 3 artists for this thing. All written by Jeremy Whitley. Good issue. Once again, IDW. Neil Gaiman's Norse Mythology 3, supposedly based on the book. Feels an awful lot like it's based on a Thor comic book, to be fair. I don't know if the artwork has changed. It feels like this one is different. Art by Peter Kowalski and Peter. So there you go. And it's a Norse mythology story. So I'm not really sure what he's doing there. Ultraman, the penultimate issue of Ultraman! We find out all these years that the K-Ray that evaporates the kaiju is not doing what they think it's been doing all this time. It is not a good answer, but it's an interesting story. We also get big creepy kaijus. So, yeah, I kind of hope they keep going. I'm really glad to see an Ultraman comic book. But we only get one more issue and then they said that it's over, so I don't know, we'll see. And we're on to Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos for issue 6 of Strange Academy. It's basically all the kids that are, magicians and stuff, and they're being trained by like Doctor Strange and Brother Voodoo, and they have adventures, and come to find out that they thought they had super duper powers, but it's because of where they were more than anything else. And Man-Thing's in it. I'm not sure why Man-Thing's in it. I mean, he shows up, but he doesn't do anything. They just have him in a page where he shows up. And then they put one of these obnoxious things in here where it's the giant fold out of the new King in Black thing when they couldn't figure out how to finish the Carnage story from the last time they did a huge crossover. But this is a really good book. If the ending is true, though, it's making me angry, and I won't probably read many more of them. Wonder Woman! You think Max Lord's dead? Yeah, I wish Max Lord was dead. And his daughter, Liar Liar, is the new villain. And she has issues. She is actually crazy. So what she sees and what we see are 2 different things. When she was in her armor, though, it was weird because she looks like Dawn from Joseph Lisner. So I'm like, well, that's weird. So, but it's a good book. Wonder Woman fights Deathstroke. They get along after they have a fight. That's the classic. I had a fight with this other person and now we're not, So, we'll see. At least Max Lord's not in it. He's currently in the hospital because she stabbed him. And then we finish up with the Endless Winter storyline. This is the Flash, and he does what he does best, is running. Unfortunately, if the entire world is covered in snow and it's 40 degrees below, even the hypothermia can get to you. It's interesting though, they're like, oh, it's so cold, but then there's like him kissing Iris. I'm like, shouldn't that not work? Shouldn't you not be able to, because you'll just, freeze. It's one of those where if you don't buy all of the issues, you don't get the Endless Winters, which is why for the first time ever on this show, a Superman comic book. It's actually a Superman special. They didn't try to put it in the Superman series at all. It's explaining why the guy is a giant frost giant and why he's hanging out where Superman's Fortress of Solitude was at, and that's why he has all of these lovely superpowers. It says it's continuing in Aquaman 66, and I thought Aquaman was canceled, so they're going to give us one more issue of Aquaman, which is cool. Trying to find who did the artwork for this because it was all right. It's oh, here we go. We got writers Andy Lanning and Ron Mars, artist Phil Hester, and Andy Parks. Phil Hester he does weird stuff with people's faces, but you gotta get used to it. So, anyways, yeah. Endless Winter, Part 3. I think there's 9 parts. So, they're gonna crank them all out. It'll be like, and at the end they'll thaw out the comic book, or thaw out the world, and the comic book will be over. And there you go. So there's our comic books this week. I don't know how many we have next week, because as I tell you over and over again, I never check. So, we will see you next time. I gotta go get water out of my basement. Goodbye.